This is the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, Vijay Patel, and Ben Siegel.
I love this company. Yeah!
The Business on Top podcast.
Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Wow!
They need to make a movie of Nate Robinson and not Aaron Paul, Logan Paul. No, damn it, I did it again. Seriously, just take
We
over.
need to freaking
Just talk about it.
I'm about to throw some almonds in his mouth right now for him to remember all this shit.
It'd be the shortest movie ever.
Yeah, it would be
Should
literally-
it be the previews?
Wait, what was the timing? Like, how was it the first round or was it? No, it was.
I mean, he went down like a ton of Brits. It was.
It was early on. It wasn't.
but
a
he
long
knocked
fight.
him. Like Jake Paul knocked Nate Robinson
Yeah.
a bunch of times before he actually.
did he?
won.
Here's,
Yeah, I think
here's
he
my
got a
thing.
few good punches. In
Is it surprising that somebody who was a career basketball player did not have a lot of boxing skills, that he was defeated by somebody that had pretty much been training around the
No,
clock
it's
to
not
box
surprising.
for
It
months,
was all
at
done
least
for
months
clicks
now?
and money. I mean, it's not like they were fighting for who was going to win and lose. It was all about
I thought they were.
building the hype.
I thought Nate Robinson wanted to win.
I mean, yeah, he went into the fight trying to win, but like, they got paid. You know, they got paid nice just for doing the fight. It's not like.
But nobody wants
Jake
their
Paul.
butt kicked on
No, I
national
know, but it's
TV.
not like Jake Paul got paid more money because he won the fight. Like, you know,
Yeah.
those guys probably got X amount, you know, and like I said, Nate
Like
went in there to
multiple
win. They
millions.
both went in there to win.
The
but
fight
they
game
got
is
paid.
weird though. Like even if you think about it, like at the top of that card, and I just spit again. I don't know
We
if
gotta
you
slow-mo
want
that
to.
one.
Slow-mo.
We're
We're gonna
That's
need
two
one of
shows
those-
in a row.
Those
Herrera.
plexiglass screens
New
to
York.
separate, and then like episode 50, it's just we won't Windex it. It's just gonna be like it's gonna be blurry or like it won't be clear.
Oh man, yeah, no. I think by the end of it,
Tony Romo.
Windshield wiper.
it's gonna look like a foggy windshield in Chicago in November, back when you were working with the Bears.
defrost. Put a little heater under it.
Yeah. So the idea that I was trying to make before I just like blew spit out of my mouth was that Tyson got paid significantly more for that card than Roy Jones Jr. did.
As he should. I mean, he was the headline. I mean, people were watching that fight for Mike Tyson.
And I'm sure they
Yeah.
agreed before the fight that.
Well, they have to. They have to. I mean, that's
It
why
was like, I'm not gonna.
whoever Mayweather is going to fight in his next fight, the fight game is such that Mayweather gets paid more because he is the one that is
He's the
bringing in a
headliner.
lot of the viewers
Yeah.
because they want to watch him get his ass kicked. In the case of Tyson, that's a little bit different. It's the opposite. They want to watch what Tyson can still do because they know how terrorizing he was in the 1980s and the early to mid 1990s.
Even now.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
A lot
he
of
is.
people love
It is terrifying, honestly, especially some of those punch combos earlier this year. The guy, he did a very great job of shredding this year. And I think he got despite the judges calling for a tie, I think that fight had to go to Tyson.
I agree. I completely agree. I don't know. I never understood the judging on boxing.
It's
I don't
it
even
can be
know.
corrupt, and it's you know what it's like. I think the best way to compare it, Ben, you might agree with this. It's like umpires. Umpires are odd. Umpires are biased. You never know. Well, you know what you're gonna get with certain umpires, but you do know that some umpires are better than others.
Mhm.
And depending on, honestly, in my, just even in my practice of law, certain judges are different than others, and you don't quite know what you're going to get until you have the judges assigned to you. The judges here decided to call it a tie. I don't know if that's to promote a second fight. If there is a second fight, would you guys tune back in? Especially because Snoop Dogg did a pretty good job of doing the commentary there, huh?
I did not.
I
Honestly,
didn't
I'm gonna
hear
be
it
honest.
either.
I didn't watch the fight.
Yeah.
But I
Okay,
watched
very
the
good.
highlights. I want.
Yeah.
No, but I probably would, but just because of what Ben was saying is like if it's all for money and clicks or whatever it is, like I'm not. There's no incentive for me to watch if that's.
Yeah, you're gonna see the highlight. The highlights are gonna get posted
Yeah.
after the fight. You're gonna see the knockout or, the what is it? 3 rounds in boxing? 5 rounds?
Well, they can go 12 rounds.
Okay.
12 rounds would be the maximum.
Either way,
I don't know,
whatever
it
the
depends on
ending
rule.
is, I mean, we're gonna see the highlights on social media. I agree on that.
3 rounds of Wii boxing. Wii boxing was fun.
Are you
Yeah.
challenging us?
We can. All right. Yeah, instead of Mario Kart next week, we are doing Wii Boxing. That is official. You know what else is official? Ben, before we get into another idea that you had, please give me your top 4 berries.
So, am I choosing based on the fruit or like flavor?
How is
stuff?
this a follow-up question every time I ask you something? How is there always a follow-up
Alright, we're
question on
going
the back
fruit.
end?
Just go
Fruit,
4.
fruit, not flavor stuff.
Top
Just
4
raw
berries.
fruit.
4 berries.
Okay, strawberries.
1.
Is that number 1 or number 4? Are you going backwards or
Let
forward?
me take that back. All right, number 1, raspberries.
Okay.
Top.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Amazing.
Antioxidant.
2, blueberries.
Good. I love a
Three
nice
strawberries.
couple of bloobs.
3,
Oops.
3 strawberries. 4 blackberries.
Okay.
Wow.
Not
That's
bad.
that's incredible. You had an idea on top of that, piggybacking off of the idea of the Tyson and Nate Robinson fight. This was something that you had been talking with us
Oh,
for a
yeah,
while
it's
about
been
off air.
Months in the
And
making.
we decided we needed to bring this conversation on air. Why don't you take us through?
So, I always thought, I don't know why it popped in my head. I think it was really around the Tyson like coming back and the fight, the 2 fights. But, you know, who would you guys choose if you could choose any athlete, excluding UFC, boxing, wrestling? If you could choose 3, right? 3 athletes to bring into a street fight, not a ring, like just a no rules street fight with you, who would you choose to
All
go
right.
to bat with?
Alright, we're gonna go 1 by 1.
One by one.
I want you to do. We can go 1 by 1, meaning you pick your number 3, I pick my number 3, you pick your
Oh,
number
we're
3,
putting
and then
threes.
we'll rotate.
Does it matter like what level you put them in or whatever?
No, I mean I think number 1 would be the guy that I would need the most. In
Okay.
other
Yeah,
words,
yeah.
Also, 3 is like the
Start
last
with like
person.
Yeah.
you're bringing him because he's good, but if he gets, I guess,
Okay,
killed
yeah.
in the fight,
Yeah.
okay, like
Okay.
all right, so I'm out of
So
the
this was your idea. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but give
All
me Ben Siegel's number 3 guy who wants in a dark alley with him if he starts a fight.
So number 3, I picked Kenyon Martin.
Kmart.
Wow.
He was
Attention
known to be
Kmart customers.
he was known to be a brawler in the NBA, and he was just one of those guys. He was like an enforcer. You didn't want to mess with him.
Look,
Rob-
that guy was a power forward. You know, he wasn't afraid to throw some bows in there.
No.
You know, you would see some of these scuffles in the late 90s, some of that rough and tumble basketball. He was all about
He was
it.
about
I
it.
agree with
He
you.
would fit in with the 90s.
He was about that life.
Yeah, he did not shy away from contact or a fight. He got teed up a lot in his day, so I'm taking Kenyon Martin with number
Okay.
3 on my team.
Alright.
I don't know what this. You know, I kind of work this one around the eye test. You take a look at some of the athletes around the league, whether it's football players, basketball players, hockey players, baseball players. And this guy, I don't know what's going on with him, but all I know is he's an intimidating looking fella. Eric Thames from formerly of the Milwaukee Brewers. Who's he playing for
Yeah.
these days? Let's find out. But
Was he on
man,
the Blue Jays
yeah,
last?
Flash. If you can, once you put this episode up on our YouTube channel, if you can flash
Oh,
Eric Thames up on the screen there.
Well,
that's-
don't look him up. Like, just we'll put him up on the screen.
Yeah,
Just
put
talk
him up
about
on the
him.
screen. But the former
Look him up.
NC Dinos legend, tatted from top to bottom. I mean, this guy's got pipes the size of my damn head. I feel like if he caught a right hook and it landed flush, I mean, you're getting concussed.
Yeah.
You don't know what your name is. You don't know where your home address is. If that guy lands with a right hand, forget about it.
You're right.
Eric Thames is my number 3 guy who I want in an alley with me in a
Wow.
fight.
John Gruden.
All right, John Gruden.
Yeah.
Did I
All
group
right,
it?
John, calm down.
Did I do
Spider
limited?
2 white banana.
Get ready for your game next week, okay?
I did
Yeah.
limited fake John Gruden. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Man, you guys are in depth, but my third pick for my guy in an alleyway fight is Vladimir Guerrero.
See?
OG,
Wow.
The OG.
You know he's coming after you bare hands.
What?
You know he's not wearing
That
gloves.
was one of the reasons, because like anybody you know who doesn't wear batting gloves or anything like that in baseball, they're tough as hell.
Yeah,
You got
that's
like
a tough SOB right there.
Jorge Posada, Kevin Youkilis, I think didn't wear gloves.
Yeah.
But you don't have to you can just assume that like in a fist fight or anything like that they'll be very scrappy.
Yeah.
And Vlad is a pretty big guy too. I think.
Yeah.
I think anybody that has the power to take a ball that's essentially in the dirt and hit it, however, 380 feet, 400 feet to left, that if he swings like that, think about what his punches would feel like.
Safe to assume might be.
Or kicks.
Fight
or kicks. He might be a Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of guy. He might have some pretty strong legs.
And his son's not too far behind
Yeah.
too. He's pretty big too.
Yeah, but
in a different way.
Yeah.
So with my second, I guess, choice, I'm going with Marshawn Lynch as my second choice.
Let's go. Beast mode.
Guy that grew up in the rough and tumble neighborhoods of Oakland. I like where your head's at.
Oakland. Yeah, I knew he grew up in Cali. I wasn't sure if it was Compton or Oakland, but yeah, you could just. I mean, he's been through it. He's seen it. Even on the football field, that dude. It took like 12 the whole Saints defense to bring him down. Like that guy's not going down without a fight. He's not leaving that fight unless he gets knocked out.
Low center of gravity, can take on multiple guys at one time.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. So I'm rolling with Marshawn, my second pick.
All right, my second pick is I'm going off the board. This is somebody that you may not have heard of, but if you look him up, Ben, I know you have your laptop. Do you have your phone on you? I would say pull out your phone if you don't. That's a good point. Okay, but if I'm going with Wolverhampton Wanderers position player.
Or is that one guy?
That is a football player.
It's a team.
Adama Traore, born in 1996. If you look at this guy,
what's his name?
He is the complete package. He looks like a wrestler. Adama Traore.
Oh my
God.
ADAMATRAO.
Do you know this guy?
Yeah, I saw him because he played against Chelsea recently, and I was like, what the hell is that thing that just wandered onto the field? He looked like the Incredible Hulk. This guy grew up, let's see, from Spain, 5'10", but he's built like a brick S house. I'll tell you what, I have my group of just stocky guys that can just pummel you and probably punch through a brick wall. Adama Traore, born in 1996, only 24 years old, still growing into his figure, but that guy, you don't want to see him in a dark alley, I'll tell you that much. I just Gruden again. I don't know how I did that.
I guess you're fighting.
Fighting
your commentators, John Gruden.
I channeled Gruden.
Yeah.
All right.
Number two, Vijay Patel.
My number two is peak great Udonis Haslem.
Oh, that's a good one. I hadn't thought about that, but that's fantastic. A guy who grew up in the 305, born and raised. He's seen it too, just like Marshawn.
Yeah. You guys can probably agree with me. Like, I think everyone in the NBA agrees. Like, nobody messes with Udonis.
Yeah, Udonis is an intimidating figure. Yeah. Also a UF alum, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
for you guys.
I took that out of the equation. So, yeah, definitely. But like I said, everyone. I don't think I've ever heard anybody in the NBA say like, you can mess with Udonis Haslem because nobody that wants to touch him. Like when somebody's in his face.
I think he's equally respected as he is feared because it's somebody that was always prepared. He's a professional, but at the same time, he's terrifying.
Yeah.
Proud Florida Gator too.
Yeah, that's what Ben was saying.
Was I not listening?
Yo, we do this on the show all the time. So we'll just continue.
I might as well just edit out my audio to me not saying anything, and then you say that.
Oh well, that's another other. At least we have some new stuff for the intro, and at some point we're gonna have to do a segment that's exclusively on moments of the show where no one was listening.
All right, well, let's go number one picks for all of us.
All right.
Number one, Ben, who is your absolute must-have if you lost your first two guys? Who are you taking with you into this alley?
This guy, you want to talk about a brick house? This guy is borderline like a Greek god. Not only do we share the same first name, which may have influenced my choice.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with
this dude, Oh man, Big Ben Wallace.
Oh, I
Remember
thought
Ben
so.
Wallace? And-
Yeah.
Pistons.
I remember.
Oh my God,
I
that
rem-
dude was 6'8", playing center, and he was out rebounding, out muscling, out blocking.
Technically, you're 7'4" if you include the afro.
Anyone
Yeah, I was
who
gonna say the fro.
who
is
stepped into
real.
that paint, that dude was jacked. That dude was intimidating. That dude, I'm going into a fight with him, and I think I have a good shot at him beating the 4 of you guys, because I'm probably not going to be fighting much. He's going to be doing most of it, but
I imagine like Ben sitting on Ben Wallace's shoulder like a parrot, like Jafar's parrot in Aladdin, trying to making
he's
sure
gonna
that
He'd be
you're
sitting on his fro because
Yeah.
of something.
He's gonna
like a magic carpet.
he's going to be doing most of the knocking out in the fight, but I'm rolling with him as my number 1 choice.
All right.
My favorite Ben Wallace memory, and I vaguely remember this because I had the NBA 2K where he was on the cover, which is weird. Like, you wouldn't think that he would be a cover athlete. Usually people are better at scoring. But for 8 points a game, Ben Wallace, he had his an ESPN magazine article where he would go over his weightlifting routine. And I think his light day was something like bicep curls, like 80-pound dumbbells.
Oh, I believe
It was ridiculous. That
James Harrison.
guy's guns were like a bazooka. I mean, it was crazy. It was
Bazooka.
it was insane.
All right, who's your number 1 pick?
My number 1, Shane Chernoff, my number 1 pick. I'm looking at an article from the Washington Post. I'm not sure where you guys are going with this, but if I say the word Temecula, do you guys know who I'm thinking of?
This guy is coming up with like Russian.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
spies.
I'm reading an article from the Washington Post by reporter Marissa Payne. It is dated October 7th, 2015. Matt Barnes reportedly drove 95 miles to beat up Derek Fisher for dating his estranged wife. Matt Barnes, my
Nice.
number 1 guy. New York Knick, who was signed with the team briefly in 2005, but ended up being a great utility player for the next 10 years for a lot of different NBA teams who did a little bit of everything. This was, I think, the beginning of the end of the New York Knicks for being good talent evaluators. Somebody that they had that fell right into their lap in the preseason, didn't appreciate his talent, let him move on. But that's not why we're here to talk about Matt Barnes. We're here to talk about Matt Barnes is because he's freaking terrifying. And if he wants to fight someone, he's going to fight someone.
Yeah.
You know, you don't end the fight. Matt Barnes ends the fight. He knows how to close things out, and that's why Matt Barnes is the one guy that I need if I'm in a dark alley and I need a little bit of backup.
Wait, is that the guy who tried to intimidate Kobe?
He was the fake thrower inner, but remember there's alternate angles.
How dare you try to intimidate?
There's some alternate angles of that inbound
Okay.
that will show you that he
I know, I
wasn't
saw that, I saw
necessarily
that.
standing right in front of him.
No,
Just
no,
so
I
you
saw
know. But he will travel 95 miles for you if he's really motivated, as you can see. Remember, I'm going to read this one more time. Matt Barnes reportedly drove 95 miles to beat up Derek Fisher for dating his estranged wife. Vijay Patel, you're number 1.
So my number 1 is the General, David Robinson of the
The Admiral.
Springs.
The Admiral.
The Admiral. Oh, is it the Gen? I thought it was the
The General is the car insurance company.
The General's also
So
a
Shaq.
friend of the show.
For a
the
great
Admiral. The Admiral.
for a great low rate, you
Sorry.
can get online, go to the General and save some
Well,
time.
that was an ad for the show, wasn't it? But yes, David
I wanted
Robinson.
to write.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, guys
San
serve
Antonio
time in the
Spurs,
military.
right. Yeah, he did actually.
That's a good
Yeah, he spent
choice.
some. Yeah.
7 feet
I mean,
tall,
that guy
U.S.
was
Naval
really-
Academy.
Hey, that's another one of those Ben Wallace guys. Like in the
Yeah.
paint, like you don't want to mess with that guy.
It's true.
You know?
I think I'm outsized. I think you guys have me beat in height. You guys got a bunch of
I mean-
bigger basketball players. And I've got basically he's 6'5" Matt Barnes and just really muscular and stocky Eric Thames and Adama Traore.
Wait, we'll review this, the three of us, and see who would actually win.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go to break.
Battle.
We're gonna confer. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna come back with you with some more business on top coming
Well-
up next.
Okay.
We have conferred, and our decision is to let you, the audience, decide who you believe's team would win in a street fight Is it Ben's team, headed by Ben Wallace? Is it my team, headed by Matt Barnes? Is it VJ's team, headed by
David Robinson?
the Admiral David Robinson. We are going to put it on the poll at our Instagram handle, at BusinessOnTopPod, where you can follow us on all sorts of fun stuff and nonsense that we do. And we got our Taco Bell order coming. As always, I'm very excited for it. But in the meantime, Ben, because VJ did not bring his laptop, you've been handed the important responsibility of bringing us the Urban Dictionary definition of the day.
Yes. Hopefully I pick a good enough word to make VJ proud, but I think I found a good... It's not a word, it's, I guess, a phrase. All right, so...
Remember, you know the rules of the game, right? You have to give us the word, and then we have to try to guess it.
One guess.
Yes, one guess.
Then you tell us and you use it in a sentence.
Yes, and yep. All right, so the phrase is "bout to get Western." What do you think that phrase?
About to get
references?
Western or Westerned?
Western. No.
Okay,
past tense.
about to get Western. Things are about to get Western. That's a good question. There's a couple different things. Part of me is thinking of the Wild Wild West, and part of me is thinking about what Oregon just did, where there's basically no rules and you can just do any kind of drug that you want. I'm going to go with the conservative guess, and I'm going to say Wild Wild West. About to get Western means things are about to get freaking wild.
Not bad.
I was going to say I'm about to get shot. Because it's like a standoff.
That's true, you know, battle at the OK Corral.
But both of you were close.
Close.
I mean, I think you kind of gave it away, about to get Western, but the definition according to Urban Dictionary, often used in a way to say, oh shit's about to go down, but for mainly country people, you will often say it when or if cattle gets loose, so you would use the term about to get Western to explain shit's getting crazy. Or you could also use it if you're at a NASCAR race and a car flips, you would say it's about to get Western.
Well,
here's how it's used.
If a car flips, wouldn't have already gotten Western? I don't think people are doing this right.
According to Cattywampus Human, who created the word on Urban Dictionary.
Okay, shout out to Cattywampus Human. They have an Instagram handle? I would love to.
I don't know, but we can DM them and figure it out. In a sentence, Bubba just got kicked at the gate, and now the cattle are shit's about to get Western.
Bubba.
God damn it, Bubba and Cletus up to it again.
I was gonna say, how is there always a Bubba and a Cletus in the Deep South?
Alright.
That is our time. We hope you enjoyed being with us on the Business on Top podcast. Remember, subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, re-review. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. This episode and every episode brought to you by Mima Shimi. We will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Stay safe.
Cue the music.